I bit Evander Holyfield's ear because no, see, and he keep leaving off the point off. That's the word. I bit Evander Holyfield's ear off. He keeps forgetting that ear. See, look. He keeps forgetting that word off. Off. You bit it off, mother. Hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NAROB on YouTube. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube, and for a small monthly fee of $5. See, I'm not going up. Everything in the world except for me is going up. Okay? Because I don't know why the hell my insurance went up to $18. Okay? My car is like 8 years old. Why the am I paying $238 a month for a car that I ain't hit nobody and ain't nobody hit me in friggin' years? Anyway, and for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue reading about the Mikey Tyson. Y'all tell a friend about us. It's a really good book. Holyfield and I go back a long way. We were both together at the Junior Olympics, and we were always friendly with each other. He was always on my side, rooting for me while I was fighting, and vice versa. He got a lot of bad breaks in the amateurs. He lost some fights that he should have won, and then they screwed him big time in the Olympics. When we were younger, we never thought we would ever fight and make that much money together later on. Actually, that's why I was fighting. My heart wasn't into boxing, but I needed the money. There was no fun in getting into the ring for me anymore. By that time, Monica was pregnant with our second child. I was getting a lot of shiz from the imam in my Vegas mosque about the fact that we hadn't gotten married yet. The truth was I hardly saw Monica and the kids. I was in training, and when I wasn't in training, I was seeing one of my multiple girlfriends. In fact, the day that I proposed to Monica, Hope, remember Hope, y'all, that's his like best girlfriend or friend girl, like his homie. In fact, the day that I proposed to Monica, Hope had been staying with us since she was going to school in DC, and I dropped her off at her school and then went to hit some new girl I had been seeing in DC. Let me tell you, DC, yeah, we were the it girls. That's what we were known for back in the day, being the baddest bitches. You hear me? Ooh. Hope was ragging on me about getting a prenup. I probably should have, but I was an impulsive schmuck. Monica and I would fight all the time. Of course, a lot of the time it was over my cheating. I had Brother Sadiq fly to Maryland, and he performed the ceremony, and then he brought the papers to the local DC imam who could certify them. Being married didn't change anything with Monica. I was still seeing my girls on the side, and now I had to go into training for the second Holyfield fight. The fight started and I was feeling pretty good. I was confident. My body felt good. My movement was fluid. I was pretty elusive, moving around, not throwing anything big, just boxing. Then Holyfield butted me again. It was obvious to anyone watching that Holyfield's tactic was to wait for me to throw a punch and then burrow in with his head. So the headbutts were no accident. They were strategy. It got worse in the second round. I started winging some punches at Holyfield, and he dove in again, and boom, a big gash opened up over my eye. I immediately turned to Mills Lane. He butted me. Lane didn't even say anything, but he ruled it an accident. Now Holyfield started looking at the cut on top of my eye. He was charging at me with his head. He was taller than me, so what was his head doing underneath my head? I was getting frustrated. When the third round began, I was furious. I was so anxious to start fighting that I left the corner without my mouthpiece. But Richie called me back and put it in. We started the round and I hit Holyfield with a couple of hard punches. The crowd started going crazy. They could feel that the fight had really shifted. And that's when he butted me again. I started feeling weary, like I was blacking out a little. But my anger and adrenaline jolted me back. I just wanted to kill him. Anybody watching could see that the headbutts were so overt. I was furious. I was an undisciplined soldier, and I lost my composure. So I bit him in the ear. I mean, he is a wild beast. Shit, if he biting bitches in the love nips on their necks and shoulders, why the fuck he wouldn't bite Evander? What's his name? Evander Holyfield? That's what he do. He bite. That's what he do. Didn't Current Stephens tell you that nigga bites? It was a love nip. That's not my words. That's his words. It was a love nip. People think that I spit my mouthpiece out to bite him, but I didn't. From that point on, I don't remember too much because I was so enraged. When I looked at the tape, I must have spit the piece of his earlobe on the canvas because I was pointing to it. It was like, yeah, you take that. They actually found that piece after the fight and tried to sew it back on, but it didn't take. I'd be like, I don't want that fucking ear. Give me a new ear. Find some, take some skin off somebody's ass or something and put it on my ear. I don't know, but I don't want that nasty ear. Holyfield leapt up in the air in pain, and then he turned to go to his corner, but I followed him and pushed him from behind. I wanted to kick him right in his groin, but I just pushed him. It was a street fight now. The doctor took a look at him and allowed him to continue, and then Mills Lane took 2 points away from me. But in my mind, that's it. You fucking decapitate a ninja's ear, and all they do is take 2 points away? Damn. Holyfield leapt up in the air in pain, and then he turned to go to his corner, but I followed him and pushed him from behind. I wanted to kick him right in his groin, but I just pushed him. It was a street fight now. The doctor took a look at him and allowed him to continue, and then Mills Lane took 2 points away from me. But in my mind, it didn't matter. They were all against me anyway. So the fight resumed and he butted me again. And the ref, of course, did nothing. So we clinched and I bit him again on the other ear. But we kept on fighting till the end of the round. Then all hell broke loose. Holyfield's corner complained to Mills Lane that I had bitten him again, and Lane stopped the fight. I was too enraged to even hear the ring announcer say, Referee Mills Lane has disqualified Mike Tyson for biting Evander Holyfield on both his ears. Holyfield was in his corner. He didn't want any part of this shiz, but I was still trying to get a hand on him. Everyone was protecting him. He looked frightened. I was still trying to get at him. I had 50 people on me and I was still fighting the cops. Oh Lord, they should have tased me. I vote for being tased that night. God damn, you was that angry? Ooh. There's some more in there, but like I said, y'all need to read this book. Because it's a lot, and I can't read you every word because it's a lot. The next day, I was feeling really down. I had no idea that what had happened would become such an international incident. What? You're a cannibal! He's a cannibal! He's biting off ears! There's no way, baby. That is the first time in boxing history where a mother hunchy went from being a fighter to a cannibal right in front of our eyes. Why is you biting off ears, Mikey Tyson? What are you doing? You can't control yourself. You're a wild beast, sir. You turned from a boxer into a wild beast right in front of our eyes. That shit was televised, Mikey. The next day, I was feeling really down. I had no idea that what had happened would become such an international incident. My whole life's been like that. I say or do something I think is small, but the whole world thinks it's big. I didn't think that people would use my reaction to define my career. Maybe I should have thought about how things will affect me in posterity, but that's not the way I think. People said I thought I was gonna get beaten, so I did the biting routine. That's bullshit. If that was the case, I would have done that in the first fight. In any fight anybody ever saw me lose, no one could ever call me a dog. I was angry. I was mad. I lost my composure. I bit Evander Holyfield's ear because he keep leaving off the point. Off. That's the word. I bit Evander Holyfield's ear off. He keeps forgetting that ear. See, look. He keeps forgetting that word off. Off. You bit it off, motherfucker. Stop talking about I bit Evander Holyfield's ear. You bit it off. No one could ever call me a dog. I was angry. I was mad. I lost my composure. I bit Evander Holyfield's ear because at that moment I was enraged and I didn't care about fighting no more. But there was no escaping the story. Sports Illustrated put it on the cover under the huge headline, Madman. I tried to stay out of the spotlight during my suspension from boxing. At first, I was hardly seen out in public. One reason for that was that I spent a lot of time indoors at strip clubs. Whenever I'd meet a new girl, I'd take her to a strip club on the first date. It got so bad that LaTondia had to bring the checks I needed to sign to the club, and I'd autograph them while a girl was dancing on a pole 10 feet away from me. I was really living a fantasy life. I mean, regular niggas was doing that. In the 90s, in the early 2000s, niggas was making the strip clubs their offices. And that's funny. That's funny. That was the thing. Do y'all remember when ninjas used to take females to strip clubs for their first date to see how cool they were? I mean, I ain't had no problem going to go see no bitches on a pole. But that's weird for him to think that it was different for him to do. No, niggas was doing that everywhere, baby. I used to frequent the Penthouse over there on the Georgia Avenue. I think it eventually turned into the house. But the Penthouse, I was running real low on cash, even though I had made about $111 million from 1995 to 1997. I had spent almost all of that, plus I had a tax bill of $10 million due. I had about $6 million left, and Don offered to advance me $4 million to take care of the taxes. But I wanted to use that money to set up trust funds for all my kids. So I didn't pay the taxes, and I gave the money to the children. In retrospect, that was a stupid decision, but I was arrogant at the time.